Hi, I hope you're well. It's the 18th of January. I am just on my way home from the doctor's and I've had a pretty good day. Steve and I went out to breakfast this morning at a place called Patricia & Co. at Hamilton because after we have brunch, we always like to go and look at all the really beautiful houses, and we haven't had a look around Hamilton, though it was actually quite tricky because they're all it's a really hilly area and everyone's got really high fences, so we actually couldn't see too much, but there are some beautiful houses there. So did that, and then we went to Bunnings and bought some things for our house. And the reason that we were doing that was because the other day I just kind of noticed that Steve had mentioned that he wants to have, and we both talked about it before, that we want to make a herb garden. And I just thought to myself, like, oh yeah, that'll be really nice when we do that. And then just sort of noticed that I actually had no intention to do that, and I was kind of just to take action. I was just sort of waiting for Steve to be like, oh yeah, what about that herb garden? I'd be like, oh yeah. So I was like, I just, not for the very first time ever, but noticed that I did that and was like, well, I don't want to be like that. So I said that, on Thursday we could do it, and I'd shuffle around my work stuff so that we could do it, so like my blogging stuff. So we went to Bunnings and we didn't actually get any herbs or anything for that, but we got these beautiful azalea flowers to put in hanging baskets because we saw that on one of the houses. I don't know what kind of flowers they had. Steve didn't want flowers, but we couldn't find anything nice that wasn't flowery, and then I was like, look, flowers look so beautiful, it's gonna look really good. And then we took it home and realized that we actually want to have a different setup, so I'm gonna go back and get 2 more baskets and 2 more pots of flowers another day, and we're gonna hang them up. And then the best thing, and I was so excited about this, and now when I look at our living room, I'm just like, oh, it's amazing. When the people who owned our house previously put the curtains up, if you search on Pinterest for how to hang curtains, and it'll say what not to do, they have all these do and don't photos. They did the don't. They put the curtain rod exactly just a tiny bit above where the window is, and it just makes the room look really small, particularly because there's quite a big gap between the window and the ceiling. So your eyes are just, I don't know exactly how it works, but your eyes are just drawn, I guess, to the curtain and then down. Whereas when we put the curtains up today, well, I say we, but Steve did it all, your eyes are drawn to the top of the ceiling, and then you have the whole curtain. And now the curtains are the right length. Before they were too long and I hadn't got them, I'm so glad I didn't, I hadn't got them hemmed, or hadn't hemmed them, not that I know how to do it myself. So I did find a way on Google that you can do it without sewing, but I'm glad that I didn't, because when we first moved in, I didn't realize the actual problem was that the curtain rods were just hung in the weirdest place, the weirdest height. So we moved the curtains up, so the curtains are actually the perfect length that they need to be, and the room just looks so much better. It feels like a different place, and I'm just so pumped about that. So yeah, that's all I really did today. I haven't looked at Instagram once, haven't looked at my emails once, haven't done a single thing blogging related, and I really wanted to make sure, even when I'm not talking to anyone or just chilling, that I'm not on my phone looking at social media stuff. I've been really enjoying not checking it very much, and I'm down to once a day for Instagram. And it's not because there's anything wrong with Instagram. I just find that there are better ways to spend my time, and I feel quite drained when I'm looking at everything on Instagram. And that is quite easy to catch up. Like when I go on tomorrow to check, it'll probably take me 5 minutes to see everything I want to see, so there's no point to constantly check it, and I just like don't feel like I'm in control of myself when I'm constantly checking it. So so that's what I have been doing. So I feel really relaxed and rested because I haven't been doing that, and I've just been like present, as not lame, but you know what I mean, like I've actually been where I am instead of distracting myself all day. So so that's really good. That's all. It's just really been an interior and exterior design day. Oh, and that's the other thing that we did as well. So Steve's mum bought me these beautiful star jasmine plants, because before we moved in I was telling her that I've seen jasmine on people's railings and it looks beautiful, and so she bought me these 6 plants, and they've just been sitting on the deck. And this is the other thing as well that I'd noticed that I'd said I wanted to do but I hadn't actually done, and I don't want to like have that be a thing. I want to actually, like, if you have a house and you want it to look nice, it's up to you. You can't wait for anyone else to do it. So I'd said to Steve as well that today I'd really love to plant the jasmine and figure out how we're going to do that. So we ended up getting all of this mesh. We have 2 tanks, and they're both right outside my office, and they're a bit of an eyesore, and that's what I look at when I look out my window. And I was saying I'd really, really love to have the jasmine out there, and if it could like be a screen, or I don't know, the tanks are quite tall. So we just got this meshy, I don't know what to call it, this plastic stuff, wrapped it all around the tank, 10 meters, 2 lots of 10 meters of mesh, and then planted the 6 plants along 2 of the edges, and have sort of like guided where we want it to go. So it doesn't look like much yet because the plants are quite small, but it's going to go really quickly because they've got really great light there, and I'm going to be very attentive. So yeah, that's the other thing we did as well. And yeah, it took quite a while. Both things took way longer than I expected they would, but I feel like that always happens with design things, whether it's interior design or graphic design stuff that I do. It just always takes a little while. So anyway, that's all I really have to share. I hope you're well. I hope this update hasn't been super boring, but that's all I've been up to today. Didn't go to the gym, didn't do my morning routine stuff, slept in with Steve. We haven't had a sleep in together for ages, and just had a really nice chill day, and I'll be back into my normal routine tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you're well. I'll talk to you then.